All right, boys, we are back. Man, it's time to take your Toronto Maple Leafs to their second consecutive Eastern Conference final. Last year was great for us. This year, I'm hoping to complete that story. Back-to-back Stanley Cups. Oh my God, that would be fantastic. But it's not going to be easy because we're going up against the Pittsburgh Penguins in the Eastern Conference final. What a matchup this is going to be. You got Cindy Crosby, the captain, and that's right, I'm calling him Cindy. The rivalry has begun now, Crosby. You are my enemy for the next 7 games. You got Geno Malkin, you got Phil Kessel, and this is actually a playoff series in the future I would love to see. Phil Kessel still on Pittsburgh and going up against Toronto in the playoffs. Oh my God, the boos would be deafening. It would be so great. So we got a tough Pittsburgh Penguin squad to go up against, but the good news is that our captain, our first line center, our best player, Austin Matthews, has returned to us. He came back in the last series and he helped us win the final 2 games. We're 2-0 in the playoffs with Austin Matthews in the lineup. So it's Austin Matthews, Toronto Maple Leafs up against Cindy Crosby. That's right, I'm going to say that over and over again. Cindy Crosby's Pittsburgh Penguins, boys. Let's see what they're all about. Now, if I had to guess, the Pittsburgh Penguins, I'd imagine they still have their studs. Where am I going? Options. There you go. Yeah. They still have their studs, but I wouldn't say they have the depth because you have to pay those studs. So their first line, Carl Hagelin, Cindy Crosby, and Phil Kessel. That is a very fast first line. Even though Crosby and Kessel are in their 30s now, they're still lights out. Kessel's 89, Crosby's 86, and Hagelin sniper. So 2 snipers with probably the best playmaker in the game, man. Oh my God, at least in this game. Second line, you got Brian Rust is an 86. Holy shit, he's been growing. Playing with Malkin, I guess, his entire career. That'll do that to you. 86. Evgeny Malkin, 94. 94 second line center. Good God. And Eric Fair. So not the greatest second line. I would move like a Hagelin or a Kessel down to that second line, but whatever floats your boat. Third line, Andre Nestrasil. You got the third line left wing, Brian Boyle. Third line center. He was a part of our Stanley Cup winning team last year. Good God, Boyle, what have you done? He's going back to the Eastern Conference final. Tom Kuhnackel, third line, right wing. Yeah, you can see the depth. It certainly drops off right here. Even the second line right wing, you know? So this is where we're going to have the advantage. It's the depth versus the studs, it seems like. And then the fourth line, Cody McLeod, Oscar Sundqvist and Scott Wilson. Yeah, they got no depth down there. Defensively, Derek Pouliot and Chris Letang. Damn, that's a very good first line. You got a left-handed offensive defenseman and a right-handed elite two-way defenseman. 91 and an 88. So they got the studs up front. They got the studs on the back end. You know the power play is going to be lights out. We're going to have to watch out for that. Second line, you got Oli Mata, 86. Brian Dumoulin, 84. Trevor Daley, 82. Stuart Percy, a former Toronto Maple Leaf draft pick, at 82. A former Toronto Maple Leaf at 82. So they got the really nice first line, but again, the depth is not there. And goaltender, do they still have the combination of Fleury and Matt Murray? Yes, they do. So Marc-Andre Fleury at 34 years of age is still a beast. 89 overall, and Matt Murray, 87 overall. So if we injure a goaltender, they can certainly go to their backup and still have a stud in the net, okay? So if we compare that to the Toronto Maple Leafs roster, Frederik Andersen, Harold Bluetooth can match up against Theo Fleury quite nicely. Here we go. All these nicknames coming out now. Forward core, you can see that Crosby still dominates Austin Matthews, and Malkin kills Nazem Kadri. So down the middle in the top 6, it's rough, but Nylander is actually statistically better than Phil Kessel, and JVR is better than Carl Hagelin, so that works out right there. Kasperi Kapanen would be better than Rust, and Marner would be better than Eric Fair. So the studs they have, but the depth. Our third line is definitely better than theirs. The power forward, Kirby Reichel, Cody Eakin, and Logan Brown. And then the fourth line, Frederick Gauthier, Tyler Balsack, and Greg Belfour. Definitely better fourth line. Defensively, Morgan Riley. Actually, Morgan Riley at 93 now. He must be jumping. He's playing great. 93 is better than Chris Letang. Ville Polka not as good as Derek Pouliot, but still, nice combination there. Eric Jelena, Connor Carrick, definitely better than their second. And Hunwick and Postma because, what's his name? Jake Gardner is still out with an injury. I believe, if I'm not wrong. Sorry about that, just had to clear something. I was talking about Jake Gardner, right, and his injury. So before we take a look at the calendar, let me just check. I think it was 7 days. Yeah, Jake Gardner's gone for a week. So Austin Matthews is back. Jake Gardner is still out for another 7 days. And I believe in the last video we counted that out in the calendar. And it was three games, maybe 4. Let's see, 1. Yeah, he's going to be gone until the 17th. So 4 games. Maybe he'll be back for game number 4. But more than likely, he'll be gone till game number 5. because unless we're down like 3-1 or 3-0, I want to sit him so that he comes back healthy. If we're in trouble, I'll play him. If not, if we have a 2-game lead, I'll sit him, okay? But we're going to have to get through the first 4 games without Jake the Snake Gardner. So, boys, enough talking. The Toronto Maple Leafs back in the Eastern Conference Finals, looking to win back-to-back Stanley Cups. It's only been a handful of teams that have won back-to-back Stanley Cups in the last, 20, 30 years? The Oilers, I know, did it in the 80s. The Penguins did it in the early 90s. The Detroit Red Wings did it in the late 90s. And then, since then, we've had nothing, right? So, it's been a long time. Can the Toronto Maple Leafs do it again? And for the Pittsburgh Penguins, can the Malkin and Crosby era make it back to the Stanley Cup Finals for the 4th time and win their 3rd Stanley Cup? That would cap off that era quite nicely. So, let's see. There's a lot on the line right here, boys. We're in Pittsburgh. Kessel going up against his old team. Oh, my God. Austin Matthews. So many freaking storylines. Matthews is back. So here we go. In Pittsburgh. Come on, boys. First period. Okay, so the Pittsburgh Penguins. Derek Pouliot. I told you that defensive core and their power play. It might have been a power play goal. It's going to be rough. Shots are 10-8 in favor of the Toronto Maple Leafs, so we're in this game. Second period, Chris Letang. So the point shots. The first-line defensive pairing of Derek Pouliot and Chris Letang eating the Toronto Maple Leafs alive. Shots are 27-26 in favor of Pittsburgh. They're killing us. Come on now, boys. Wake up a little bit. Friggin' Ottawa Senators had nothing for us. We're not playing the greatest right now. Logan Brown gets the Leafs back within 1. At least we give our fans who are watching at home a game to watch here. 10 minutes left, and we tie it up. William Nylander, baby. Yeah, the new right-handed winger. Get out of here, Phil Kessel. The Toronto Maple Leafs showing that they're truly a championship team. They tie it up in the 3rd period, and Harold Bluetooth gets us to overtime. All right. See, we're clearly a championship type team. We can come back in games, man. 2 goals. They had the routine in place in the 3rd period. Now, I don't want to get ahead of myself. We still need a hero here in overtime, but at least we turned it into a game. So come on now, boys. Come on. Resume simulation. Who's got the hero in game number 1? Oh, power play for Toronto. It's a good penalty kill by the Pittsburgh Penguins. Marc-Andre Fleury rolling around, making saves. We've caught up in the shot totals as well. Oh no, penalty kill. Oh, the Pittsburgh Penguins and their lethal power play. Oh, freaking Nestracel, you shitting me? Nestracel. The freaking, what is a second line left winger or is a third line left winger? I can't remember. But he comes through in overtime to save the game for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Shots are 44-43 in favor of Pittsburgh. We certainly caught up there, boys. So it took a little bit of time to... Oh, hey, hang on a second. Yeah. Oh, no. Toronto stats, yeah. It took a little bit of time to get going there, but once we got going, we proved that we can hang with the Pittsburgh Penguins. So that's good. So 1 point... No one had a crazy game right there. Let's see. I'd give one of the stars to the goaltender. No? Chris Letang. Yeah, Marc-Andre Fleury gets the first star of the game. I figured, man, he had a hell of a game. After conceding those 2 goals in the 3rd, he really locked her down in overtime. So, boys, the Pittsburgh Penguins are off to the 1-0 series lead in the Eastern Conference Finals. Not good, not the worst thing, but this just means that Jake Gardner may have to play through an injury. So, Los Angeles Kings are up 1-0. Pittsburgh Penguins are up 1-0. All right, boys, let's take home ice advantage from them. You're never in trouble in the playoffs until you lose on home ice, so we're okay. Let's take one from them and put them in trouble, all right? What the hell? Oh, yeah, okay. I thought I paused the simulation there. 0-0. Game number 2. First period. It's a tie game. I'll take that. Nestracel making a push. Yeah, he is the 3rd line left wing because Russ was the 2nd line. You're right. Jesus, 3rd line left wing. They're getting the depth goal scoring. This was supposed to be the series of superstars versus depth. They're not supposed to beat us in the depth. Morgan Riley, a lot of point goals this series so far as well. Second period, to one each. Sidney Crosby gets on the board with a goal from the half boards, but Mitchell Marner gets them back, or gets the Leafs back tied up with 3:30 left in the second period. Shots are 21-19 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Boys, calm down. Do not let this series get away from you. Resume the simulation. Come on now, boys. 18 minutes left. We don't want to fall down. Oh, god dang. Tom Kuhnhackl! You've got to be shitting me, man. These depth goal scorers for the Pittsburgh Penguins. Oh, if they have the depth goal scoring like they did in 2016, right? If they have the depth goal scorers along with the studs, they may be unstoppable. Can the Leafs tie it up late? Can we get one? No, we don't. And the Pittsburgh Penguins. This ain't good. This ain't good. I was hoping for a much better start to this series. With Jake Gardner down, we're down 2-0 in the series. He may not be back for game number 4. We may be down. That sucks, man. That really sucks. So Morgan Riley with 2 points. Kadri, Marner, Nylander, JVR. We need some goal scoring. Game number 1, only 2 goals for. Game number 2, only 2 goals for. We need to have a game where we get like 3 before the end of regulation. We have to step up on the offense. I don't like. It doesn't make sense either. They don't seem to have a great defensive team. Maybe it's just a bad couple of games here, but I think I got to do some line changes. I got to shake things up a little bit. I mean, they've been close games, but still, like, you got to do something. Okay, so I'm gonna give JVR some time off on that first line. I want to give Kasperi Kapanen against his old team. Maybe he'll come through against his old team. Mitch Marner, Kadri, and JVR. I'm gonna leave Mitch Marner down there. Logan Brown, Gauthier, Kirby Reichel, Balsack. Now I'm gonna leave the third line the way it is. Defensively, Morgan Riley, Ville Polka, Connor Carrick. You know what? We need offense, and you guys pointed this out a few times. Let's put Connor Carrick, the offensive defenseman, with Morgan Riley, the offensive defenseman. Let's see if that helps out the offense for the first line. Anyways, I mean, Kapanen, Matthews, and Nylander, they're going to be playing with them. So we'll see if Connor Carrick can do anything. And then the special teams, we need to get the power play going. JVR, Matthews, Nylander. Let's get Kasperi Kapanen, the sniper, on that line. Mitch Marner, you're going to play over there. We got Connor Carrick and Morgan Riley. You know what? I'm going to go 4-man forward core because Carrick just shoots it a lot. Let's get some passes going so that Kasperi Kapanen and Morgan Riley can shoot it more. I'm going to put Mitch Marner right there. Logan Brown, Connor Carrick, boom. All right, so that's taken care of. 4-man power play. Should I do anything? Austin Matthews, Kapanen, Nylander, and JVR. You know what? Let me just take off a Nylander right there. And let me put, you know what? Put Kadri right there. Put in current line. There you go. Nylander, I'm going to leave you on the wing. Connor Carrick, I'm going to move you down here. And I'll put, hang on. That's the wrong. I forgot what I do. I'm pressing the buttons too quickly. Jesus. The game can't keep up with my finger speed, boys. This is why I always complained about how the game moves too slow. If I play a game like MLB, holy crap, can I just work those systems so quick. Okay, so back to the 4-man power play. Hang on. So Kasperi can take it slowly. Nylander right there. Okay, no. I wanted Nylander on the point. There you go. Kasperi Kapanen up front. Now, Kadri is going to play with, where is he? James Van Riemsdyk. I'm putting all offense for the power play here, boys. There you go. Kadri's going to play with James Van Riemsdyk. And Connor Carrick, you're going to take right-handed shots, one-timers, with Mitch Marner setting you up, all right? So we're really putting the forwards on the power play, boys, even on the point. Okay, so there's the 4-man power play, and there is the 5-man power play. Hopefully we don't goof this up, man. I mean, we just won the Stanley Cup last year. I know the Pittsburgh Penguins are a tough team, but come on, boys. We let 2 close games get... that first game overtime. I knew that was going to be rough. But what did I say? You're not in trouble until you lose on home ice. We have our first home game of the Eastern Conference Finals. It said nothing about Jake Gardiner, so we're going to have to get it done ourselves here, boys. On front of your fans. Jake Gardiner and Don Cherry are up in the press box. Let's go. Babcock, you got to motivate these guys. Should I do resume simulation? No, I'll go a quick simulation. First period. Okay, I'll take that. I made the lines for offense, but we didn't concede any first period goals. Good job. And Frederik Andersen, you could steal me a game here. 14 shots to 9 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. Not good. Second period. Not good. I changed the lines for offense. We go the first 2 periods without scoring a goal. So in game 1, we had no goals in the first 40 minutes, and now in game 3, no goals in the first 40 minutes. We're not scoring goals. Stuart Percy and Sidney Crosby, that's right, resume simulation. That's not looking good, boys. The Toronto Maple Leafs up against the veteran Pittsburgh Penguins. The age is catching up to Pittsburgh. We still have a bright future. The time is closing for them to win their 3rd Stanley Cup. How long is this power play? Oh, a late goal by JVR. The fans get something to cheer for. 10 minutes left. Can they do it again like in game number 1? Tied up with 2 in the 3rd period. Or power play for Pittsburgh. And it's a goal by Oli Mata, empty netter. And the Toronto Maple Leafs get absolutely dominated. The shots 38-22 in favor of the Pittsburgh Penguins. So, boys, I'm on my last, we're on our last breath here. Have nothing going right for us. Jake Gardiner is still injured. Send him to the next game. If he's back for the next game, I gotta throw him in there. And you know what? Considering everything is not working, I'm just gonna go best lines. I'll let Babcock and the coaching crew figure out what's going wrong with us. So best lines, there it is, boys. Now who's not playing? Hang on, let me just make sure that we got everyone who should be playing playing. Scratched. Let's see. Postma, Belfour, and Balsack. So Balsack and Belfour aren't playing. Instead, they got Lepsic, Gauthier, Cody Eakin. Hyman is on the third line right wing with Kadri and Reichel. JVR, Logan Brown, Kasperi Kapanen. Where's Marner? Oh, Marner, Matthews, and Nylander. We're putting all of the Toronto Maple Leafs first-round draft picks on that first line. All right. I went best lines, boys. I went best lines. The Toronto Maple Leafs, after a Cinderella run over the last 2 years, they have run into the tough, no messing around Pittsburgh Penguins, and they are taking us to veteran school. This ain't good. Oh, hang on. Let me just, last thing. I didn't check the defensive core. I did go best lines, but Jake the Snake is back, correct? Hang on. Ugh. God, hurry up, game. Jesus, move faster. Jake Gardiner with Ville Polka, Connor Carrick, Morgan Riley. All right, our defensive core looks much better there with Jake Gardiner. So the question is, can a completely healthy Toronto Maple Leafs win 4 in a row against a veteran studly Pittsburgh Penguins? I don't think it's possible, boys. At least we won the Stanley Cup last year, and at least we made the Eastern Conference Finals this year, but this might be the last game of year number 3. It's just, they got a tough team, man, and we don't match up well against them. We're going to go a real-time simulation now. No need to go quick time. It could be our final game. So let's see if we can rely on the individual stats. Our team is so good on paper. Slow down the simulation. Maybe that'll help us out. The good news about game number 4 here, we got home ice advantage, and through the first period, we're out shooting them 10-7. Come on now, Frederick. Oh, there you go. Austin Matthews, his first goal of the series. So he may still be recovering from that concussion that took away 40 games of the regular season in the first 2 rounds of the playoffs. But if he could get going right now, that would be huge. I think this is the first period we had the lead in. This is the 4th game of the series. First time we've had a lead after the first period. Beautiful. But it doesn't go very long. Carl Hagelin ties it up on the power play. Holy shit, how many power plays are they going to get right there? Hang on. Pause the simulation. I got to do this more often. Penalties. How many penalties? Good job, guys. Good job. Just take 3 penalties like that. Austin Matthews, interference minor. Lepsic, roughing. You're going to give a roughing penalty in the neutral zone. In the playoffs, referees. And Ville Polka, 2 minutes for tripping. That's all the goals were scored right there. 17:52 to 16:15. Let's see the goals. God damn, I told you the power play. Yep. They all happen on those power plays right there. Resume simulation. Hey, refs, you want another power play for Pittsburgh? Sure. Power play for the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they tie up the game. Ville Polka, thank God. Give us some more power plays now, referees. Getting swept after winning the Stanley Cup on home ice. That's freaking horrible. Third period. Come on now, boys. I mean, that's not even that intense because it's like we're guaranteed to lose. I just don't want to get swept. Let them beat us on their home. Don't lose in Toronto, man. I don't want this to be the last memory of the year. Give the fans at least one more party. Power play for Pittsburgh. The referees are bought off and paid for. Power play for Toronto. Come on, Toronto. Score on that damn power play. Did best lines. This is going to be the 4th game in a row. Toronto cannot get 3 goals before the end of 60. I think it is. We're getting to the end of the 3rd period. Oh, my God. So 4 games in a row, the Toronto Maple Leafs have been unable to get 3 goals in 60 minutes against the Pittsburgh Penguins. At least we're out shooting them 41-26, but we need a hero. Game 1, the hero went to, what was it, Nestra's freaking cell. Oh, God, this is set in Toronto. If fat-ass Phil Kessel scores in Toronto to sweep us, I mean, that's just it. Resume the simulation. Come on, we got to have a hero. We got to have a hero. We got to have somebody who's going to step up for the blue and white. Yes, baby! Kirby Reichel! All right. We got to win. We got one. Kirby Reichel gets a goal, and he's the overtime hero. So the Toronto Maple Leafs can still, for at least one more night, call themselves the defending Stanley Cup champions. And the active defending Stanley Cup champions. I guess we'd still be the defending Cup champs until the next champs are crowned, but you know what I mean. So point totals, let's see. Look, adept goal scoring again for us. We haven't had anyone in this series to wake up and just take over. Our goaltender, Frederik Andersen, played good that game. Don't get me wrong. He played good in the first game. It's just that damn overtime goal that he let get away from himself. I think games 2 and 3, it's just, I feel like we've been there in this series. We're just missing that little extra. You know, that overtime game 1 could have just changed the entire complexity of this damn series. It could have been 2-2. So here we go. Speaking of 2-2, the LA Kings and the St. Louis Blues are tied up at 2. And the Pittsburgh Penguins have a 3-1 series lead over the Toronto Maple Leafs, but at least we got it out of Toronto. So this is the game the Pittsburgh Penguins certainly want to win. You don't want to go back to Toronto for Game 6. We could win that game, and then anything can happen in a Game 7. This is the game for Pittsburgh to win. Come on now, Toronto. Real-time simulation again. It worked out the last game. It may work out again. It's going to be a long video, but who cares? Power play for Toronto goes nowhere. Power play for fat-ass Phil Kessel. His first goal of the series. Oh, look at all these, man. Referees, put your damn whistles away. William Nylander, another right-handed winger, getting a goal. I'm sick and tired of seeing all these damn penalties. You know what? You don't normally see them when you quickly simulate the period. Well, we're supposed to be a disciplined freaking team. Come on now, boys. So it's a 1-1 tie after one. Shots are even, 8-7 basically. William Nylander and Phil Kessel are the goal scorers. Let's continue. Second period. Come on now, Toronto. Just get back to Toronto for Game 6. The fans will not be upset if you lose in Game number 6. You made a series out of it. To power plays all over the place. We're not even getting to play 5-on-5 hockey. This is supposed to be look at these. I know they're for me, but shit, they could be for the Pittsburgh Penguins just as easily. These referees, put your damn whistles away. And the goaltenders have a solid second period. Multiple power plays for each team, but Frederik Andersen and Marc-Andre Fleury are up to the task. So boys, we got another third period tie once again. The Toronto Maple Leafs look unable to score 3 goals before the end of regulation, and it is going to be their downfall, okay? You can't blame Frederik Andersen again for this game, boys. Come on, we need offense. We need offense. Austin Matthews, our captain, our first-line center. Shake that damn concussion off. Mitch Marner. Yes! I just said it! I just said it! Oh my god, I'm clairvoyant. Mitch Marner, you beautiful bastard. 10 minutes left. Shots are even. The score is not. The Toronto Maple Leafs are 1 game away from getting to Game 6. Come on, baby. Come on, kill off the... Yes! We killed it off! Power play! Mitch Marner has a huge third period, and for the first time in this series, the Toronto Maple Leafs, they get 3 before the end of regulation. It wasn't needed, only 2 was. Frederik Andersen had a great game, but Mitch Marner came through and had the best period of his best playoff period of his life. I forget what he did last year, but that was a huge one for us. Toronto stats. Let's see. Did he have 3 points? Did he have an assist on that first one? Let's see. He did. Mitch Marner, 2 goals, 1 assist. What a huge game. Austin Matthews, our captain, definitely assisted it to Mitch Marner right there. Beautiful job. So, boys, good news. Good news and bad news. The good news is that, wait. Did freaking Jake Gardiner get injured again? I didn't even think about that. I put him in the lineup. Nothing happened the first game. Did he recover after the first game? I didn't actually read it. Hang on. Let me just wait for these things to go across on top. Marlies. Oh yeah, and you guys were saying the Toronto Marlies are up against the Pittsburgh Penguins AHL affiliate as well. So Toronto versus Pittsburgh and Toronto versus Pittsburgh. That's cool. They got a 3-2 series lead down there, and they got a 3-2 series lead up here. Holy shit. So here we go, boys. I'll say this. The series didn't look good after we were down 2-0, but even if we lose in Game 6, a Stanley Cup win followed up by a Game 6 loss in the Eastern Conference Finals, that's a successful year. I don't care. That's a successful year. You're not going to win the Cup every single time. It's been a good year. We got back in this, boys, but if we can win this, we can push a Game 7, you know? I mean, I'm not going to motivate. I'm not going to do anything. It's up to Babcock. I said, Babcock, give me best lines. He gave me best lines. He's giving me a 2-0 record right now, so I'm staying out of it. I'm staying up in the press box, all right, with a grin on my face. So here we go, boys. I'm going real-time simulation again. In the Air Canada Center. Oh, Cindy Crosby, what the fuck? Frederik Andersen, you stupid moron. What kind of goaltending is that? Cindy Crosby scores on the second shot of the game, followed up by Nestrasel, who gets the second goal on a third shot of the game. Now they got a power play. Shots are 14 to fucking... We just have to start off the game like that, don't we? We just have to start off. They're double shots. They're out shooting us by double, 16-8. Well, there you go. I was saying it was going to be a good season, but I mean, if you get embarrassed in Game 6, then it looks bad. All right, come on, make this a game. You've been able to come back twice from 2-goal comebacks to at least make it a game. Come on, resume simulation, second period. Put that period behind you. But referees, I need some power plays. You want some extra revenue for the NHL? Game 7 is what needs to happen. So come on, give me those damn whistles. Oh, shit. Power play for Pittsburgh. Oh, my God. And Frederik Andersen is dropping the ball big time. He's not keeping the puck out of the net. They're outplaying us. It's over, boys. It's all over. It's a power play before the end of the second. It would be huge, and no, we don't get one. So Harold Bluetooth has dropped the ball big time. It wasn't just him. It was the defensive core and the offense. Once again, the Toronto Maple Leafs are in a third period, and they have no more than No, they don't even have a single goal, right? The first game, the fourth game, now the sixth game, no goals going into the third period. Our lack of offense has been our downfall. We have 20 minutes to score 3 goals. It's not going to happen. Game 6 in Toronto is going to be the end of this story. Power play. Wait, we got one. Vili Polka. At least we're turning it into a game here. Penalty kill. One more. One power play. One more. Just give us one more. With 10 minutes left, it's not looking good, boys. 7 minutes. The Toronto Maple Leafs. They're going to lose it on home ice in game number 6. Eric Fehr with the empty netter, and the Pittsburgh Penguins are off to the Stanley Cup Finals. Ah, my God. Thank you very much. So, boys, it looks like the Pittsburgh Penguins were just the better team. On paper, they just matched up well against us. We did not dominate a single game this entire round. Yes, we won 2. Vili Polka's been injured. Yeah. Assistant coach replaces player. Well, at least Polka gave it his all in that last game. But if you look at the calendar, right, we could not get ahead in this series at all. We couldn't get any goals for, and we couldn't get the luck. The overtime loss in game number 1, 2 goals that we had to score in the third period to rally. We went down 2-0 in the third period, and we didn't have the hero right there. Can't blame Frederik Andersen for that game. Game number 2, we lost 3-2. I can't remember how the goals happened. Maybe we scored too late to turn it into a game, but again, 2 goals. Not 3 before the end of regulation, and only 2 goals for. You can't blame Frederik Andersen. We lose 3-1 this game, okay? Again, you can't blame Frederik Andersen for that. And where's the offense? An overtime win. It took an extra period to get that third goal of the game. Okay, you can't blame Frederik Andersen for that as well, even though we won. Can't blame him for that. Here's a game where we finally got the 3 goals before the end of regulation, but the 2 late came, in the last 5 minutes of the game? And then game number 6, only 1 goal for. So, I mean, just the offense. I'm not even going to blame him, Harold Bluetooth. It was our lack of offense. The defensive play of the Pittsburgh Penguins and Theo Fleury kept the puck out of the net. And that's going to send the Pittsburgh Penguins with Malkin and Crosby off to the Stanley Cup Finals for the 4th time in their era. And the Toronto Maple Leafs, the defending Stanley Cup champions, are outed. They're out, boys. They're out. So the dream of back-to-back Stanley Cups squashed, and the potential dynasty just took a hit. I mean, we would be one step closer to a dynasty if we could have won the Stanley Cup this year. The dynasty could still happen. A solid next year would be nice, but we let this one get away from us, man. Lack of offense. Shit. Be sure to check out our website, 2bcsports.com, where the hockey talk continues. Find myself and others in the live interactive chat, or dive into the active forums to talk about sports and gaming. You can also find us on Twitch, where the live streams come to life.